institutional restraint could be achieved fast. Proof that ambition had no ceiling. Begin with possibility. Revenue recognition practices came under scrutiny. Delayed financial filings raised alarms. Most corporate stories don't begin with collapse. They begin with possibility. A teacher in a small Indian town, a learning app promising to simplify education, students logging in from cities and villages alike, parents downloading hope with every update. Founded in 2011, Byju's grew from a classroom-based teaching model into one of the largest edtech platforms. In less than a decade, Byju's became one of India's most celebrated startups. It rode the smartphone boom, the aspiration economy, and the pandemic-driven online learning to extraordinary scale. By 2021, Byju's claimed over 150 million registered users, 7 million paid subscribers, and operations across multiple countries and peak valuation of 22 billion, making it India's most valuable startup at that time. It wasn't just a company. It was a symbol, proof that Indian edtech could compete globally, proof that scale could be achieved fast, proof that ambition had no ceiling. But not all growth signals stability, and not all scale reflects strength. And this is the story about what happens when success moves faster than governance. When valuation becomes identity, who governs growth?
The pandemic accelerated everything. Schools closed, screens replaced classrooms. Byju's revenue reportedly crossed rupees 10,000 crores
at its peak run rate. Capital followed momentum. Between 2015 and 2022, the company raised over 5.5 billion from global investors. With capital came speed, with speed came pressure. Safety was assumed and scale was celebrated. And pressure moved faster than governance could follow. Byju's expanded aggressively through acquisitions. In just a few years, company spent over 2.5 billion acquiring firms like White Hat Junior, Akash Educational Services, Great Learning, Epic, and Topper. Integration lagged, cash burn surged, complexity exploded. Yet, public narratives remained triumphant. When acquisitions multiply faster than controls, who is tracking operational reality? Behind the scenes though, cracks began to form. The first warnings were not alarms. They arrived as delayed financial statements, audits that quietly slipped year after year. Rising losses overshadowed behind growth narratives. In financial year 21, losses crossed 4,500 crore. In financial year 2022, losses exceeded 8,200 crores. Each signal had an explanation. Each delay was framed as temporary. Each concern was contextualized as the cost of scaling fast. None of it looked fatal. Together, they were consequential. Revenue recognition practices came under scrutiny. Delayed financial filings raised alarms. Auditors resigned. In 2023, Deloitte, Byju's statutory auditor, stepped down, citing concerns over delays and lack of information. Independent directors followed. This was no longer about performance. This was about governance. What does this mean when auditors and independent directors walk away, not together, but sequentially? Then came the depth. In 2021, Byju's raised $1.2 billion term loan B, one of the largest ever in Indian startup history. It meant to fuel expansion. Instead, it became an anchor. By 2023, the company was alleged to have missed an interest payment. Legal battles erupted across jurisdictions, from New York courts to Indian tribunals. At one point, over 500 million reportedly sat in contested accounts. Cash was locked. Trust evaporated. When liquidity exists but access doesn't, is problem financial or fiduciary? As scrutiny intensified, another issue surfaced. Parents alleged aggressive, misleading selling. Loans were bundled into courses. Refunds were delayed or denied. Product wasn't being questioned. Process was. For a company educating children, the optics was devastating. When growth depends on pressure tactics, who is protecting the customer? In financial year 2023-24, layoffs followed. Thousands of employees were let go across divisions. Subsidiaries struggled. Once celebrated acquisitions were written down. The valuation collapsed from $22 billion to a fraction of that within 2 years. What once symbolized Indian startup success became a case study in excess. But here is the deeper governance failure. Byju's did not collapse because it lacked users or products or demand. It collapsed because governance scaled last. Financial discipline lacked growth, board oversight lacked ambition, transparency lacked storytelling. In startups, speed is rewarded, but governance punishes delay. At what point does founder vision need institutional restraint? Byju's decline was gradual. Quarter by quarter, delay by delay, explanation by explanation, no single moment ended it. That's why it lasted so long. And that's why it hurt so deeply. Byju's, once celebrated, is not remembered today for innovation. It is remembered for warning. The valuation is not validation. That capital is not control. That users are not revenue until trust holds. Governance is not what slows companies down. It is what keeps them standing after growth story ends. If growth stopped tomorrow, would governance still hold good? And that is Byju's story. Not a failure of education, not a failure of demand, but a failure to govern scale before scale governed everything else. This is not remembered as a story of fraud. There is no single villain. There is no dramatic confession. It is remembered as a failure of timing, a failure of escalation, a failure of decision ownership. Behind the headlines were people, employees facing uncertainty, parents questioning continuity, students caught mid-course, no victims of any intent, but victims of unresolved ambiguity. Trust erodes fastest, not at collapse, but in the long silence before action. This is not a story about one company. It is a story about how leadership waits, how governance hesitates, how success silences early signals and warnings. Growth without scrutiny is suspended risk. Scale without governance is delayed judgment. And this is the story of Byju's. Again, not about the scale, but about failed governance.